a PulseChain ETF is possible next cycle. That's not completely out of the realm of possibility because these like what's going to happen is more of the institutions are going to come in, and this, just to go back to your point of like where could this possibly all go, is that we still haven't gotten the big players in because we are going to have tokenized equities. We're going to have tokenized real estate. That doesn't really I promise you that does not start really happening until next cycle. Next cycle is when we're going to start getting.
I can't see it happening this cycle.
No, not
there's nobody's ready.
It's too early. We're barely getting the ETFs.
And there isn't a blockchain that can support all that stuff yet.
No, not yet. No, it's just, and they're going to have their own block. They're going to, like, these guys are like, it's gone to the point now they'll just roll their own chain in order for you to play in that play.
Yeah. That's probably these projects, these Web3 things. They're all going to probably just roll their own chains and and then hope for cross chain. Compatibility,
kind of compatibility and stuff like that. But these Larry Fink of BlackRock, he's been one of the guys, like, believe it or not, like, he's been the guy pushing for the ETF, got it finally passed through. And on top of that, he's been the main guy kind of in the traditional space talking about tokenizing equities, which is going to be really funny because what's going to happen is, like, let's just say something like it's going to be like a Tesla or an Apple that's going to do it. Tesla's going to probably Tesla, right? Tesla comes in with their Tesla stock. There's going to be 1 million shares, and then the Tesla stock is there's so little shares because people are buying the Tesla shares, you might have like 3 times the price for Tesla on the blockchain that you do on. And the same thing's going to happen when you tokenize real estate. Like, let's just say we have a property here here in Vegas for $1 million, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be broken up into 1,000 pieces, $1,000 each. And what's going to happen is this so many people will be buying and selling it that this little piece of real estate will go to like $4,000 or $5,000 per share. And we're talking about we made a fucking $1 million property to $4 or $5 million bucks. And then that's what's going to happen in the next cycle to sometime in the early 2030s. Because like if we're looking at the next top is going to be in 28, 29. The one after that is going to be sometime in 33, 34.
So there's nothing new under the sun. They're going to be doing cloud real estate.
Yeah, straight up.
Like when homeboys were selling, they'd sell one Bitcoin mining server. They'd sell it to like 100,000 people.
I should have hit the right back meme.
Intermission.
Next time he says something, I'm like, get it, go.
Intermission sign.
We'll be right, but we're expecting
technical
difficulties. But that's what's gonna happen. So like, but it's because that's happened in the past. We just like add our technology to it, and we see. But people are going to do the same shit again. They're like, we keep repeating history, but you can profit off of that. Of course, like we know what it is, and eventually, once a crash happens, people finally realize it's stupid, and then you actually can get fair market value. You actually get like a more stable market, Yeah. And the reason why tokenized equity will be good, and the cool thing is too, you'll be able to use Hex to buy it. You'll be able to use your T shares possibly one day as collateral to get loans on like piece and look. What you're going to invest into in the blockchain in terms of fractional real estate is not going to be to get a house to live in. No, it's going to be so you can make rental income. So let's just say I had $100 million property and split up into like tens of thousands of pieces. And basically let's just say $1,000 share will pay me $10 of USDC a month. And what they'll do is like that real estate property will be put into a trust that's going to be added to a real estate company that's going to help manage it, keep it full, take whatever profits they make from rent, they're going to make sure it gets painted, taken care of. They're going to take their chunk of cash out, and the leftover capital is going to be split amongst all equal shareholders.
Yeah, it's cool.
USDC. And that's exactly how it's going to work out.
It's going to give everybody the opportunity to invest in anything they want to,
and that's what's going to happen
in little pieces.
Now I'm not going to go like you'll own nothing and you'll eat the bugs, right? But that's probably where we're going to head, because I mean, like in order to keep the Ponzi's up, right? Like real estate needs to keep. I mean, it's sad to say, but like this is the fucking truth, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like real estate needs to keep going up. The stock market needs to keep going up. Crypto needs to keep going. Everything, and they need to, and they're going to print more money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think of how valuable that is, because like we saw it this last run in 20 when every kid on the playground had the Robinhood app.
Oh yeah,
all buying Dogecoin,
or fucking or GameStop.
Now imagine let's educate the general public a little bit more and say, okay, well, now you can have a portfolio that owns a piece of a supercar, a piece of a real estate, a piece of a a grocery store,
Yep.
or all these different things. Now your portfolio is diversified in all kinds of different assets, and of course tokenized. So I think that's
you can have exposure to anything you like.
Yeah,
and that's
you can have you can expose yourself, and then hey, reduce your risk, move it around,
and we're going to be considered the old timers, because we're going to be like back in the day when the stock market actually gave good returns, and you can when the stock market was more, I would say, like more cowboys and Indians, or whatever they say, like back in the day, you would actually have most stockbrokers were just picking stocks out instead of ETFs and stuff like that, right? What's going to happen is that I think someone in the chat said it sounds like you're basically investing in REITs, and it's going to be sort of like we're doing a self-directed IRA where we can buy individual me and you, we're making our own retirement funds, so we buy our own individual pieces of real estate, stocks, cryptos, whatever we like, and eventually people are just going to buy the indices. So we're going to be like old school cowboy and old school basically Wall Street investors, where we're actually being a little more speculative and dangerous, and actually investing in I own a shit ton of Tesla and Apple versus I own the S&P 500, or I own a real estate REIT or whatever, right? Yeah, but that's just how it's going to go.
I like to see when the stock market gets tokenized and they start
bringing it over,
getting rid of all that, right?
I mean, and there's one of the biggest things I've talked about this, and I haven't heard so many people talk about this, but one of the reasons why this is going to happen is because the stock market's all about trying to make the market more efficient and more valuable. If the market's worth I don't know, I forgot how many tens of trillions of dollars, I think it's $30 trillion market that stocks are worth, at least in the US. If that's how much that's worth, and it's only open Monday to Friday bank hours, imagine we're adding 2 extra days plus 16 hours each day more.
Yeah,
it's just we're talking about literally like a 3.5x more time.
Yeah, it's better
of trading. It's just incredible. And then just off of that alone, it just makes and then two, if there's trading, right, and every time there's a buy and a sell, a fund can make a little bit of money, because what I think what's going to end up happening with a lot of these funds, they're going to add a little bit of volume bonuses, but they're going to add some sort of volume bonus where every time a share is bought and sold, there's going to be I feel like all these tokens are going to add eventually a buy and burn, not a buy and burn, but more like just a burn, a fee. Mm-hmm. So every time you sell, there's going to be a 0.1% of whatever you sell, you're going to have to give them as a fee. Yeah. So by having it
like an NFT does.
Yeah, like an NFT does, right? Paying back to the main holder. What's going to happen is when the stock market's open, that 3 times longer a week, right? In terms of the hours of trading, all that volume is going to actually bring in extra revenue, because if you're going to be trading and moving around all these ETFs, that's going to bring more money to the main ETF or the holders of, sort of like if you're imagine this, imagine if you held Hex, every time someone sold Hex, you actually got to keep some of the Hex.
Yeah.
Or extra t-shirt yield. Or
I like it.
Yeah.